Try again. One time. How y'all feeling? Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. Everybody good? In the chat, let me know if you can hear me so we can move forward. What up, Serge? What up, No? What's going on? Okay, we back. Okay, I'm feeling a little better now, so you know what that gets. That gets one of these.
Yes! I like it.
How about now, Gorilla? Can you hear me now? What's up, No? Michael, what's going on? Yeesh, what is up? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Technical shit is so fucking annoying. One time for your mind. 1, 1, 1. I see myself on the board. I can hear myself. Gorilla, let me know where you at. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good, good, good. All right, good, good. We are here. We are in the house now. First of all, I see y'all in the comments. I'm gonna say it now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means a lot for the love for Fire Vision. I'm gonna look. First of all, what's going on, Sharon? How you doing? Welcome. If this is your first time here, please hit the like and subscribe button. You know the routine. You know the routine. Thank you in advance. I appreciate it. So first and foremost, every time I do these live feeds the next day, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Every time I do these live feeds, Rhetmatic will text me or call me the next day, and he's always curious if anybody's responding to the music. So the fact that you guys started off with Fire Vision means a great deal because he is super curious as to what's going on. Right now, he's teaching a class over at the Beat Junkies Academy, so obviously he can't chime in, but I will let him know that you guys are showing a lot of love for the Fire Vision track featuring the good homie Elemento from the Visionaries. We're just waiting. Now, for those that were talking to me this Wednesday about videos, I'm just waiting on Elemento's schedule. And then my man Gorilla Strong, baby. Gorilla Strong coming through with the dopeness. Thank you, Gorilla Strong. I really, really appreciate that. Therapeutic, what's good? What's good, man? Welcome, welcome to the show. Make sure you like and subscribe. Kalina, what's going on? Welcome, Friday Vibes. So, Gorilla, first I want to thank you for your support, and for those, thank you in advance. If you want to show support through the super chats, the super stickers, the super gifts, it's greatly appreciated. Also, hit up QUnique.com, Q-UNIQUE.com. Got all the merch there, music, videos, and everything. So thank you in advance. I appreciate it. Thank you, and I appreciate you. So Fire Vision, man, it is finally streaming, man, and I'm excited, man. Me and Rhett, we were talking today about the different things we want to do with the album and, excuse me, and getting it out. Pardon me, I'm not trying to be a slob. And getting the album out. So the good news that I have to announce about the new Q Unique and Rhetmatic album is that, what up, C1 Awakening? What's going on, baby? Welcome. Straight from Australia, right? That's what's up. That's what's up. Where you at, Bananas? I see you, Bananas. I see you. Oh, thank you, Bananas. Yo, but Bananas, you gotta check out the new shit. You gotta check out the new Q Unique Rhetmatic featuring Elemento. That's what's hot on the streets right now, baby. Peace. Peace from Tennessee, Southern Girl. What's going on with you? Thank you very much. I appreciate that, for reals, man. Southern Girl, you get one of these. Getting me. Everybody's in the house. Thank you, No. Gym music for sure, baby. So, oh, the good news. The good news about the new Q Unique and DJ Rhetmatic album, we just found out today, or last night rather, there will be vinyl. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be vinyl for the new album. You have no idea how excited I am about this. I get so excited about just to have vinyl. So listen, man, get ready, because it's going to be obviously on some independent, limited amount. So I'm giving you the heads up. The vinyl will be available. Now, there hasn't been a Q Unique album on vinyl since The Mechanic. So a few albums have come out since The Mechanic, and now here we are with the Q Unique Rhetmatic album, and there will be vinyl and possibly cassettes. That's what we're looking at. There will be t-shirts, all of that good stuff. So just get ready for all of that, man. With me and Rhett are very excited. There's plenty more songs to go. We're just waiting to have a meeting with the vinyl company, and we will know what's going on. So just get ready. Cassettes and vinyl, yes. What up, Machiavelli? Welcome. Good to see you. Time to get out that boombox, yes, cassettes. Now, I am toying with the idea of CDs. I'm not sure yet. You guys let me know if you guys are into CDs. Maybe we'll throw a little little limited pressing on the CDs as well. But right now we're looking at vinyl and cassettes. There's gonna be t-shirts. There's gonna be a whole bundle. Now, we're kind of gauging when everything will be, but stay tuned. I'll have all that information as the Thank you, Machiavelli. I really appreciate you, Machiavelli. That for reals, man. That means a lot. Thank you. Yes, there will be liner notes in there. Will be, I mean, look, the bare bones. Everything is produced by Rhetmatic. All the cuts are by Rhetmatic. Obviously, majority of the bars, son, is your boy, and all the featured guests. So there will be liner notes. My man Jerry mixed it down, mastering, Soul Spasm with the digital, and you'll find out what the label is on the vinyl soon enough. Machiavelli, good to see you, baby. Have a good weekend. Have a beautiful weekend. So right now, yeah, just vinyl, cassettes, t-shirts, and that's what we're looking at so far. And I'm very excited, y'all. I know I'm kind of repeating and harping on this moment because we just found out about the vinyl stuff. Oh, Word, I got you, C1 Awaken. I understand. And yes, Gorilla, you know what? That might be a good idea in the liner notes, man. I like that idea. Let me, I'll talk to Rhett and also the record label that's going to put it out and see how everything fits in. I have to see, I got to see how far they're willing to go. Yeah, man. So Fire Vision, let's talk about this. I forgot who it was. Was it Bananas that predicted that Elemento was going to be a part of this? You know what's interesting is that Elemento was someone that I was paying attention to during like Vengeance is Mine all the way to Between Heaven and Hell. He was dropping a lot of projects and I was really digging where he was coming from. And to be able to, and you got to understand that the Arsonists and the Visionaries have a very parallel universe situation. We kind of started around the same time, big crews, and we did a lot of shows together, Arsonists and Visionaries. So, it's one of those things where to be able to work with two of the Visionaries was really cool, and Elemento, I thought he brought it. Obviously, Rhetmatic. I was just telling Rhetmatic, man, whenever I approach projects, I don't care if it's the rock projects or hip hop or whatever. I'm like, I get very childlike and I get very enthusiastic, and I kind of go in without limits with certain things. And, you know, I was just telling Rhett how proud I was of him because he brought such a dope vibe with his production on this album. And I could tell from Serge, what's up, baby? No, Banana, I never worked with Vast Air. I know Vast Air, but I never got to work with him, man. He would be somebody that would be cool, you know, in the near future. So thanks for bringing that up. I have thought about him, just never talked to him about it. So after this feature, let me count. There's 4 more features, possibly a 5th, depending on certain situations and how certain things fold. It's kind of weird because we're already putting out tracks. The album is technically done from a certain perspective, but there's always a chance of an add-on, which there's a certain add-on that I'm kind of pushing for if it happens. So we'll see about that add-on and what's gonna happen. So stay tuned for that. It's not R.A. the Rugged Man, but he and I have spoke about doing a track together a while ago. We just never got around to it. He's another one that I never worked with. Plus, what I was gonna say is, so aside from Rhetmatic and Elemental, right? And the reason why I bring their names up is that I've known them for a long time, but I've never worked with them. And it was definitely dope primarily to work with Rhetmatic on this album. It's been dope. And then starting with Elemental and then the rest of the features, every feature that you're about to hear as they release, these are all artists that I know, but I never done a song with. So it's really cool. It's like a fresh new take, because there are certain artists that I've worked with a lot, like Ill Bill or Vinny Paz, or obviously the Arsonist. There's certain artists that I just rhymed a lot with, or I have a lot of songs with. Even someone like Sick Jacket, I got like 2 or 3 joints with. So, I definitely want to work with Self-Titled, Apathy, Copyright and I have spoken about working. So, you know, those are more few, which y'all, so none of those names y'all are saying are the features that I'm not revealing yet. I want to keep that a surprise. But the vinyl, I will have the date on the vinyl once we meet with the label next week, and the art. The guy's going to be doing the art and all of that. I'm guessing that the vinyl will be here around July, August. So, you know, pay attention to that. Hold on, Stutters. Ladies and gentlemen, man, ladies, show some love for Stutters, man. He's always on the check-in. Stutters runs a tight ship, son. What up, Andrea? How you doing? What else as far as the album? So yeah, we're just now, as far as, so getting back to what I was saying about Elemental in the video, is that I'm just waiting for his schedule. I already have the video treatment. We're gonna be tipping our hat to a certain hip hop group in the video. And we're just waiting on Elemental right now for his schedule. Once we get the schedule, then we'll be able to have fun with that as well. So, oh my God, bananas. Master Ace, now I've done a song with Raekwon, but Master Ace is definitely somebody, not only would I love to do a song with him, but he's one of the few artists that I would actually love to go on tour with. So, you know, that would be something really special. Master Ace he's just been recently doing a lot of work on TikTok. He does a lot of live and a lot of like podcasting on TikTok now. So If you haven't known that, give him a follow over up on TikTok as well. Big Daddy Kane would be, yo, Bananas be coming with it, man. Bananas, you know, in another life, you could have been the perfect A&R for me, man. Some of y'all could have been good managers and good A&Rs for me, man. Where were y'all? It's all good. We here now, so it's all good. But y'all got some outstanding ideas, son. Chuck D would be outstanding too. For real, for real. You know, I'm working on another project. I'm not going to say too much about it, but I am working on another. For those that know about my Medina Bridge album, right? You know about that album. That's more of a hybrid album. And I'm working on a project that's not, musically it won't sound like that, but the intention. And so Chuck D, for me, would fit more on that project, but we'll see, you know what I mean? Chief Comanche, that's a good one, man. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. Nasty Ruckus, what's going on? Yeah, man, that would be cool, Nasty Ruckus. That's a good idea, man. Q Unique Everlast. I've worked with Everlast on the La Coca Nostra joint, Nuclear Medicine Man. That's the joint that I produced as well. Tash from the Licks is dope. That's a good one. Y'all got some dope ideas, man. I'm gonna have to start sitting here with a pad and a pen. I don't know why today. You know, let me grab this over here and grab one of these over here. So you got Chief Comanche. Don't move too fast, y'all. Chuck D. Big Daddy Kane, BDK. We'll just do BDK. What else did I see? Hobson. That's a good one. I don't know the homie. He could flow, though. Ryu. Yep. My man Gorilla had me checking his stuff. He's dope. Cage, I don't know what's going on with Cage, man. I don't even know what Tash. There you go, Tash. Where else are we? Chief Comanche, I did that. Everlast, yep. No, somebody said Master Ace. That's a good one. I love that one. Self, I already know Self, Apathy. I did it all Jamaican. Self, Apathy, and Copyright. So I got some of the names y'all suggested right here. We working on a list, a power list right now. I didn't know Ryu was from Styles of Beyond. That's crazy. I had no idea. You just, I don't know why I didn't catch that. Kool G Rap would be crazy. I bet you, which MC do y'all think would be the #1 MC for me to work with? Let's see if y'all even know. Let me know. I want to know which MC do y'all know about me, my history, and when I've been talking on these live feeds. Which MC do you think would be my #1 choice? I'm curious to see if. Now, I know what Styles of Beyond. I remember Styles of Beyond. I definitely remember. Bananas, those are heavy hitters. But there's one MC in particular that I always say how he's influenced my career. And I've done an episode on him and all of that stuff. Razzcast is definitely an amazing pick. You know what I mean? Definitely. Serge knows the deal. Serge hit the nail on the head. Serge, my man Serge knows what he's talking about. Serge gets Buck 65. I never heard of Buck 65. I've heard of Buck 50. Remember, Alchemist did when Alchemist started. One of his earlier singles was for a rapper called Buck 50. If you haven't heard it, it was dope because that's when I was my man Crazy Legs. Did I just see Crazy Legs in the building, y'all? The legend Crazy Legs, ladies and gentlemen. Rome Street, Rome Street's, I think he's nasty. I would love to work with Rome Streets. I've been listening to a lot of his stuff. I love Rome Streets. Canada, okay. Nasty Ruckus. So is that the same buck? Are we talking about the same buck 50 that Alchemist produced like a single in the 90s for this cat? That's the buck 50 that I remember when I was working at Fat Beats. That's the buck 50 I remember. What's the best Chinese food in New York? Man, you just got to go to Chinatown, and they just got a lot of these like spots that like you'll look at them and they might look old, but you go in and the food is amazing. So that's the best advice I could give you as far as that. I don't know the names of the spots, but that's the one. Thank you, Nasty Ruckus, on that. I appreciate that. Yes. Oh, okay, that's what's up. No. Slug, I'm cool with Slug too. Actually, Slug is another one. I was there's a few other features, like especially from there, I wanted to work with Sage Francis. I wanted to do a joint with Sage Francis. Schedules were just a little too crazy. I got love for Sage Francis. I got love for Atmosphere, the whole Rhyme Sayers family. I just never had the opportunity to work with them. So Rockness would be dope too. Gorilla killed it. Yeah, man. So a lot of y'all need to slide up in Sage Francis's comment section periodically and say, yo, you should do a song with Q Unique. It's dope though, because he and we traded merch a few months ago. He sent me some Strange Famous gear and all of that. I sent him some Q Unique stuff. And we were close to doing a song, but he just went on a long tour. So he didn't want to slow up, the process of what me and Rhett were going through. So I get it, you know what I mean? Oh my God. Yeah, man. Y'all are killing it, man. Diabolic is nice too, man. He's nice. That's another one, years ago, I was shopping beats and Diabolic was going to spit on one of my beats and it didn't happen. But it's not even like where we're at in this community, nobody even gets mad. It's just that everybody's kind of like, all of us, including myself, and I'm sure you guys could see it, a lot of us are just very scatterbrained. So it's like we have the intention to do shit and it's just like schedules and life and other shit pops up and it just gets really out of control. Tone Deaf is the dude, son. Thank you, Savage. I appreciate that. That's a good one. Okay, that's what's up, Bananas. I was just, because Gorilla brought up Ryu and after I listened to Ryu, he was one of those dudes, and I'm going to say it out loud, but he's one of those dudes that I was like, I like to hear him on a couple of my beats just to see what happens. But I don't know, I don't know what dude's schedules are. I don't know what his taste is. And I know that my production has a very specific sound. You know what I mean? I don't really do what's current. I just do what I feel. So, but I was thinking that, Gorilla, just to let you know. You know what I mean? Hellraiser's dope. You know who else would be dope? Killer Priest. And I got to work with Killer Priest just once when I produced that track for Shabazz the Disciple. So, now I hear you, Gorilla. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't know what he's into. Bananas. I hear that. DZK. No doubt, Gorilla. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, where we at? Okay. So yeah, man, moving along. I think the next Q Unique Rhetmatic release is early next month. So things are moving at that speed right now. once we know where the vinyl's at, then I'll have a more solid schedule for y'all. So that's about the gist that I could say about the Rhetmatic Q Unique album. But like I said, vinyl, man. I was just very happy to hear that today, just vinyl. You know what I mean? And y'all just giving so much love for Vibe Vision. Thank you. Okay, so what else? Aside from the music stuff, Savage, you talking about Rampage? Are you talking about Busta Rhymes' cousin Rampage? That Rampage? Yes, Gorilla, exactly. The ball, that's what me and Rhett was just saying. It's like, man, we just 2 songs in, and you know, we all see the love and all of that, and speaking on behalf of myself and Rhett, we greatly appreciate it. So thank you, Savage. You know what? I don't know Rampage like that. I kind of like met him, and I know Mr. Mech, who works with Busta. I've done some work with Busta Rhymes, but I'm not like fully. You know when you kind of know, but you don't fully know? Like I don't run with them like that. So it's like, I can't just reach out. Thank you, No. Wow, thank you. Y'all, thank you so very much, man. It's like, y'all are just so fucking cool, man. Thank you. I truly appreciate it, man. Thank you. Just, you know. Yes, thank you, Gorilla. I appreciate that. Yes. Okay, a tour story. I'm gonna tell you a tour story of me being on the road with Korn, and I'm not sure if I told this story before. I'm gonna tell you 1 or 2 stories, just brief, funny shit. One time I went on tour with Korn to Europe, and this was during a crossroad period. Head, the guitar player, hadn't returned yet, so they had fill-in guitar players. Ray Luzier had already taken the helm as the drummer, and so Korn was in a weird transactional period. So I forgot where we were. We were somewhere in the Netherlands, and what I would do during their set, if I was bored, I would go from the side of the stage and just walk into the crowd just to see how people were reacting while I was in the crowd. Not for me, just watching the crowd with Korn and how they responded. And one night, there was this moment where Jonathan, the lead singer, in the middle of the set, he would talk to the audience. And I knew this. I knew the routine for this particular tour. So I knew his middle of the show speech was coming. So what I did was I fucking pushed my way, which is very hard to do during a Korn show. But I shoved my way, elbowed my way all the way to the fucking front of the crowd, like the front row. Very hard to do, trust me. And I was almost like dead center. And I stood there and I was just looking up with, you know that what's the name of that horror movie, Smile? So I just stood at the front and I was just smiling like this. And so Jonathan is walking and he's like, blah, 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 Korn, and it's been this many years and blah, blah. And he's giving a dope, heartfelt speech. And he's walking, and for some reason he stops right in front of me, but he's not looking yet. And he goes, blah, 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 blah. And as he's turning to point, he sees me and he goes, blah, 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 blah. And Q, what the fuck are you doing over there? in front of the whole audience, because I caught him off guard. And everybody just turned their heads and looked at me, and I just started busting out laughing because I threw the whole show off. And everybody on stage was laughing. It was so fucking dope, man. Those are that's a small story, because obviously I could go on for days about tour stories. I've been touring for a very long time. A crazy one. Here's another one. This was the CNC days. CNC had sent me out to represent for them in Europe. Now, you know, CNC Music Factory, obviously they were big. They would put me in 5-star hotels, all of this shit that I didn't really even care about. 5-star hotels. I appreciated it, but it wasn't in my intentions as an artist. But anyway, I don't even know who gives a shit. Anyway, so we get to Belgium, and we had to spend like a couple of days there before the gig. And one day I come down from, that's dope, Nasty Ruckus. That is so dope. That is amazing. So one day I came down to the lobby, and the road manager for CNC is there, and he goes, "Yo, Q, there's like a bunch of girls and like some dudes that want to meet you." Because, you know, at that time I was kind of like the fill-in. Whatever. So I go further into the lobby, and there's this crowd of mostly girls and some dudes, and they want to take pictures and they want me to sign shit. And, you know, I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm like, cool, and I'm taking pictures and all of that. And then I put my headphones in and I walk out and I leave and I take a long walk. Because when you're on tour and you're in these places, and at that time I was just a kid, so I'm in this place by myself technically, even though there's like the CNC staff and whoever's there as far as dancers and the singer. I didn't really know anybody, so I spent a lot of time by myself. And so I would take these long walks whenever we would hit a country and I was just unfamiliar and I was just kind of seeing the sights. I'd have my headphones on and just walking around. And what up, Jordan? What's the deal, baby? So I'm walking and I get lost, and it's been hours since I've been back to the hotel, right? This is crazy. So as I'm walking back towards the hotel, I see cop cars all over the place. All the lights going off. It's chaos right in front of the hotel. And I'm like, ah, man, what the fuck? Like, I'm thinking the worst. So I roll up and the road manager's running towards me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he grabs me by the shoulder. He's like, where were you? Where were you? And I'm like, I was fucking taking a walk, man. What's the problem? He said, yo, one of the girls from the crew that you took pictures with fucking snuck back into the hotel room and is hiding somewhere in the hotel because she wants to be with you. And I'm like, what? So I couldn't go in the hotel. Cops are like searching everywhere looking for this girl that is hiding in the hotel, and she happened to be a diplomat's daughter, which made it even more intense. So I'm like sitting outside in the curb, and finally they find her in some sort of weird corner of the hotel, and they escort her out, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now can I go to fuck back like my room? Like, it was crazy. And the thing is, what was strange was technically I wasn't really ever a part of CNC. I was there to hold the spot, and I could have possibly taken the gig, but it just wasn't for me, regardless. So it was just strange to see people behave like that, because I wasn't the guy. I wasn't Freedom Williams. I wasn't the shirtless guy. That wasn't me. So I don't know if she was confused. I don't know what was going on, but she wanted to hang. And I was out there in the shopping area. Oh man. What's going on, Ice Cream? What's going on? You good? Yeah, for real. No. It was yeah, she wanted that fire vision. Word. That's a dope list, man. I like Spit Gems, man. Flea Lord is dope. Yeah, you got some dope names, man. Gorilla, man, you killing it, son. You kill it. You get the live studio audience for that one. All right, let me see. I'm trying to. All right, so here's another tour story. This one involves nonfiction and myself. So, oh wait, let me read what Ice Cream's saying, man, if you don't mind. Okay, where you at, Ice Cream? My brother burnt like 50K selling my dinner. Ah, man, I'm sorry about that, Ice Cream. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, But I just pray that y'all can figure it out and that, you know what I mean. Respect. So here's another, this one y'all are gonna love because it involves nonfiction and me. So for an entire summer, I toured with nonfiction and we did the Vans Warped Tour, which is easily one of the fucking hardest tours I've ever done in my life. The Vans Warped Tour has changed drastically from the time that we did it to now. Now it doesn't do the whole United States and a whole summer and all of that. It doesn't do that anymore. Now it's just key cities, very limited and all of that, which is also all good. So, as you could imagine, when you're touring that much, even though it's fun, I'm not saying that it's not fun, but it gets redundant really quickly. You're just pretty much in a loop. And so mentally, you have to be strong for that, because if you're not accustomed to getting up and doing the same exact thing every day, which we are as humans, but I guess when people, like for instance, I guess I say that because usually people look at what we do as artists and think like, oh my God, you're basically doing Disneyland every day, and that's far from the truth. Hold up. Damn it. Here goes the echoes. Oh, snaps. There we go. Oh, man. One more echo to correct. I'm gonna have to speak to the people over at, what do you call it? Fucking StreamYard, boy. Anyway. No doubt, Ice Cream. I'm just giving you strength, brother. I'm giving you strength. You know what I mean? So I'll tell you how I deal with that. So, and it's funny that you asked that, because that perfectly, thank you, Andrea. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. And in advance, thank you for your support with the super chats, super stickers, and super gifts. So no, it's funny you should ask. So when you're in this loop, especially on tour, you kind of like, for me, I kind of get a little wild, and I'll explain. The comedy levels jump up. Like one time, we, during that, two stories, during that Vans Warped Tour run, like I said, you do a lot of driving in between and you do a lot of waiting before you get on stage. So there was one particular venue, one particular area we were driving to get on stage and all of that. And the traffic was intense because obviously everybody in that state were heading towards the Vans Warped Tour as we were. So when we were in like dead stopped traffic, and we're just sitting in the van, me, Ill Bill, Gore-Tex, Lord Goat, Sabak, and DJ Eclipse, and our homie JP, who was helping us out. And we're just sitting there. And I'm like, fuck this. And I look at Eclipse, I'm like, yo, put on the Slipknot album. This is when Slipknot dropped their third album, Subliminal Verses. He slapped it on. First song, not the intro, the next song starts and it's that Joey Jordison type shit. And I'm getting hyped. And I'm like, fuck this. And I take off my shirt. I get down to my boxers. I open the door and I pump the music and I'm running on the highway in my boxers screaming, ah! And the rest of Nonfiction are just leaning out the van, just staring at me. And then you can hear in the distance a police officer going on the loudspeaker, hey asshole, get back in your vehicle. So obviously I've about face, walked slowly in my boxers back to the van, put my pants back on, my shirt back on, and fucking sat there, and we're all laughing our heads off. One more Nonfiction of Vans Warped Tour story. There's a lot of them, but there's one more that I'll share. So, if you could imagine, the Vans Warped Tour is an outdoor event all day. We're in the summer, so some of the places we're going to are fucking piping hot. There were times we would try to like get on other people's tour buses and all of that stuff, cause just to sit in the air condition. So we're at the end of the day. We're getting in the van. We get some weed. We're fucking starting to puff pass. Me, Bill, Gore, Sabak, Eclipse, JP. And again, I'm getting wild again. It's nighttime. We just finished performing a few hours before. The weed is hit. Again, throw on that Slipknot shit. And I'm fucking losing it. We're driving and I'm fucking crowd surfing over Hillville, Gore-Tex. Sabak, they're pushing me up in the van. I'm hitting the roof. I'm screaming. And then I fucking land and I grab Sabak. He's lying across the fucking seat. And I grab him by his collar and I go, rah, rah. And then I look and I go, up and at him, soldier, up and at. And everybody's dying laughing. And this is going on for like half hour, 45 minutes. I'm just fucking losing it. But that, as you could tell, like I'm very chill right now, but sometimes my energy levels could kick up. That's why most of the times I smoke weed at night, so I could pull myself back. Because I have a lot of energy, man. You know what I mean? Slipknot is my trigger. It definitely, that album had me hooked, son. Oh my God. So, you know, touring with Nonfiction, I always had a blast with them, man. I love them. Those are my brothers, man. And like I told you when we had Sabak on, man, I've known Sabak for so long that it's so dope to be able to have them still in my life. And that was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, man. Yes, definitely. Mellow Q is definitely a safer Q for sure. There was one time, I don't know if this is funny as it is more fascinating and really cool. So when I was in The Arsonist and we were on Matador Records, Matador was an amazing label and they treated us really well. And I was just telling Stutters this the other day. Whenever they would bring us to LA, they would leave us on the strip. I don't know if which one is called the strip, but it's the walk with the stars. I don't know if that's the Strip or that's Hollywood, whatever. So I'm still getting acclimated. So, I'm not a native here. So, I want to party with Slipknot Q. No doubt. So they would always put us in this hotel. We would right by the Chinese theater. That walk, that strip right there. Again, now, the Arsonists on a whole, we had a lot of energy. And if you ever gotten a chance to watch us on stage, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We were very explosive, very lot of energy. Everybody was at 100 miles an hour almost all the time. Sunset is the other one, so it's Hollywood Boulevard. Thank you, Unicorn. So, they would put us in this hotel. We would do all of our press. They would always line us up with a lot of interviews. And then at night, they just let us free to our own device, which to me, it's kind of a mistake when you're dealing with the arsonists, because we would get into some trouble, you know what I mean? And this was potential. We pulled it off, but it was definitely potential trouble. And here's what I mean. So, now you got to remember, this is 90s LA. This ain't today where security is a little more beefed up. It's a little different. We leave the hotel, it's nighttime, and this shit happening, but it's not like New York. New York is 24 hours, like shit is popping. LA ain't so. You got to kind of find spots, but it's not really like New York in that sense. So anyway, we're walking up and down the avenue, and we're just looking at shit and slapping arsonist stickers, and we're getting bored. And all of a sudden, I don't know why, but we start looking at billboards on top of buildings. We're just looking at them. Now, these are skyscrapers, buildings, okay? Let's see if you all know where I'm going with this. So I don't know who suggested it. I don't remember, but we kind of like looked at each other and said, Eric, what up, baby pa? Ladies and gentlemen, my brother Eric is in the building. He gets this for sure. Yeah! If I heard that. No, Bananas, we didn't order room service, but this is what happened. So we're in the street in LA, Hollywood. We don't know much about what's going on, but we're getting bored. And like I said, we're looking at buildings, and we're looking at the billboards on buildings. And someone in the arsonist suggested we need to get on that roof and put our arsonist stickers on that billboard. Now, the thought is absurd, and I'll tell you why. An arsonist sticker was no bigger than an iPhone. A billboard on a building is meant for all of us to see from a distance. There is no way you're going to see an arsonist sticker on a fucking billboard on a roof. But we were all game anyway. So never mind the absurdity of the idea. We wanted to figure out how we were going to get in a building, get all the way to the roof, get to that billboard, and slap a bunch of arsonist stickers on it, which would have made no sense. And I have to tell you that we figured it out. We snuck to, there was a theater that had their courtyard opened, but it wasn't open. And like I said, this is 90s LA, so security hadn't beefed up yet because of, 9/11. No, it was kind of loose. So we walk in, nobody's there. We see an entrance. We start climbing. Hey, yo, all bullshit aside, you can ask Swell the next time he's on here. We made it to the fucking roof of a building in LA. Nobody, undetected. 5 rowdy kids from Brooklyn made it to the roof of a building on Hollywood Boulevard, and climbed up to the billboard and slapped like 20 arsonist stickers on that bitch. Dead serious. Dead serious. It was crazy. And we got down, walked down, and it was funny because by the time we made it down and got back to the street, we looked up and obviously all we saw, we knew they were the stickers, but you couldn't, it just looked like pieces of paper or something. It just looked weird. You couldn't tell it was an arson. It could have been anything. It didn't matter. But we pulled it off. It was the craziest thing. And what marks the whole thing as special, this is crazy. Yeah, for real, for real. So, Gorillas is crazy. So, here's what's crazy about what I'm saying. A couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, myself and Stutters went to Amoeba Records, which is on that same avenue. Now, if you know anything about Amoeba Records is one of the biggest record stores you could go to. It's massive. It's massive and it's amazing. And a year ago, I'm in there with Stutters. Stutters is walking around and he looks up and he goes, oh shit. And he comes and gets me, he goes, yo, come over here. And he walks me over and there was an arsonist sticker slapped right on the wall in Amoeba Records. I don't remember who did it, obviously, because it was from the 90s, but they left our sticker there. Since the 90s, since As the World Burns came out, which is 1999, that sticker has been on the wall in Amoeba Records. So that solidifies the whole adventure of us being on Hollywood Boulevard. What a crazy way, like, to see that, like, so many years later, that the stickers on the wall was just amazing, man. So, yo, man, just fucking amazing, man. Yeah, for real. 90s rule. For real. Okay, yo, Q, have you heard the joint from the end of last year, which DV Alias Christ calls Flip Flown Freestyle joint? Nah, I haven't heard it. I got to check it out. I got to check that one out. I never heard that one, man. I definitely got to check that one out. You know what, Bananas? For us, we didn't really participate in all of that. You know, a lot of people don't realize that Biggie, Tupac thing was more of an isolated, you know, whoever got involved with that wasn't a part of it was just not minding their business. That's the way I see it, because when we went out, we got to hang out with the whole more specifically Souls of Mischief, and they were awesome with us. And, you know, Dilated Peoples and Jurassic 5 and obviously the Visionaries, the Beach, like we had these friendships. So that kind of stuff just never pertained to us. Now, did we have awkward moments with certain California crews? Sure, I'm sure we have, but you know, that's bound to happen. I think anywhere in the entertainment business, there's always going to be some sort of awkward place with certain people, but it is what it is. Who cares? I did, Bananas. I did. But it was brief, and I told the story before. It's a crazy story. Myself and Destroy with Tony Touch, I think, and maybe one other. I think Freestyle was there. We went to an album release party for Lords of the Underground when they released their first album, and it was like packed with like every top celebrity you can imagine. It was crazy. And me and Destroy are just chilling out, walking around the club, and we stopped at the bar, and we're just leaning, just kind of like looking one way, and then like I kind of like looked to my right, and standing like right next to me was fucking Tupac. And I looked at Destroy like, yo. And he looked at me like, this is crazy. And Tupac just kind of like looked at us. There was no awkwardness, just like, what up, and what up? And, you know, we kept it moving. You know, wasn't. We were in a club with loud music, so it wasn't gonna be like, yo, let's build, but it was just more like, oh shit, it's fucking Tupac. And that was it, you know what I mean? Yo, Jordan, that's an amazing question. It actually took about 5 years. about 3 to 5 years to put that album together. Because when you do the math, we start recording in 1995, right? We released the first single 95, 96, which was The Session and Halloween. 97, we did Venom and Seed. I think also that same year, or maybe a year after, I would have to check, we did Blaze, Flashback, Gimbo's Theme. Those were all indie. Those were all on either, two of them were on Bobbito's label, Fond of 'Em, and one was on MC Search's label, Searchlight. And then we get the deal, and we already have the batch of songs. So we already have 7 songs that we released. And for some reason, we did like almost damn near 20 more, which was way too much, but we were hyped. Thank God we did it though, because the way it ended, we would have been stuck with way more songs on a hard drive than what it was. So, but it took about 3 to 5 years to put that album together. And it was recorded in so many crazy places. We recorded a lot of it when I was a kid, so I was still living at home, my mom. Then I ended up moving in with Destroy and his family, so we recorded a lot of stuff there. We recorded joints at Tony Touch's house. Then we went to D&D Studios. We recorded a couple of joints there. We recorded songs at Ozone Studio, which was Company Flow's studio. Another one was the Toy Factory. We were just recording everywhere and just getting joints done. And it took about 3 to 5 years. That's the gist. Thank you for that question. That was a dope question. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate that. Thank you. I actually met Eminem a couple of times too. And the story I have, and I think I told this story, but it starts off with his manager, Paul, coming to Fat Beats when Eminem barely had a buzz. This is underground Eminem. And he comes with the EP that I showed you during, when I was showing you my vinyl collection. And he's bringing it there for consignment. We sell it fast. We pick it up. We sell it fast. And I meet Eminem the first time he came to New York. Again, he wasn't the Eminem that we know now. He was starting to buzz because of the EP and because he was doing the Rap Coalition battles and stuff, and he was battling a lot. So his name was starting to buzz heavy. People were really into what he was doing, and that EP was a dope EP. And so I ended up building with him briefly at a club. I introduced him to Crazy Legs, and then maybe a couple of months after that, he gets the whole Dr. Dre shit, and he becomes Eminem, Slim Shady, like he takes off. And, I'm happy. I mean, that his story is insane, man. It's just like Willy Wonka golden ticket, lottery ticket. It's just such an insane story. But I believe he's well deserving of it because of his discipline to the craft. I don't care if you hate him or love him. I don't care about what you might personally feel or what I might personally feel, whether it's his production or whatever. I do respect the fact that he is very diligent. He's very dedicated. He knows hip hop, and he's a top tier MC, and he definitely gets my salute, for real. So, what about date of birth? All right, so date of birth is like a bittersweet situation. I ended up producing that one within a year to 2 years. And I produced the majority. I produced 98% of that album by myself. And we only ended up in one studio for that. That was Galco Studios, which is the tail end of what we were doing with As the World Burns. We ended up at Galco, and then we just continued to work at Galco. Now, I'm not sure if that was the best choice, not based on the people, but I ended up engineering that album, and so when I listened to it, I can hear what's kind of missing sonically. But that being said, what was really missing was having the entire Arsonist on that album. For me, now when I look at it, Not to say that Swell and Jice didn't do their thing, they did. But it would have felt much better if everyone was still there. If you get my drift. You know, it's one of those moments where you're like, I wish everybody was a part of this, but it just wasn't written that way. So it is what it is. You know, is it a dope album? Yes, I think so. I think that people love it. I think there are, you know, first of all, what you got to understand is that Date of Birth gave me one of my, you know, one of the most loved songs I've ever done is Language Arts. Whether I'm looking at the stream numbers or just getting the reaction, people love that song. So no Date of Birth, no Language Arts. So obviously, the ultimate thing for me is the fact that Language Arts was birthed out of that. So thank goodness for us putting that album out, you know what I mean? Thank you, Jordan, I appreciate that. Shoreline Mafia, word. I like that, Jordan. You know, keep chipping out off top. That's dope, Gorilla. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it. That's a dope question. So when I was doing point fighting, I did hit up a few tournaments. I took second place. That's the highest I've ever gotten, was second place. And then when I went from the point fighting, which was, so at that time I was training under Master Jerry Fast Feet Fontanez, and his brother Beretta was my rap partner for the group Nomads. May he rest in peace. He passed away. So there was that brotherhood between all of us. And so I trained with Master Fontanez for quite some time. And then when the Nomads ended, I waited a little bit, and then I ended up training jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai in the Brooklyn Jiu-Jitsu school. And we didn't do it, it's not a tournament school. So we did randori, which is sparring in jiu-jitsu. And we did sparring, we sparred Muay Thai. And I was part of the elite class of Muay Thai where we would train on Sundays, but he would handpick who would fight. And so that's the level of experience as far as jiu-jitsu. And I never did a tournament in jiu-jitsu. What's crazy is Stutters actually is a better jiu-jitsu practitioner than I am. He's nasty. Yeah. So that's the deal with that. I'm looking to, we're looking to see what's up out here as far as jiu-jitsu. I've been looking at Gracie Baja out here. They got they got several, it's chain. So they got several different dojos in different areas of Southern California. So that's where I'm at with that. So we'll see. I did see a Gracie joint, but where I'm at now, I have to kind of like observe the class, because I'm not doing it for tournaments where I'm at in my life. I'm a musician, this is my career. So I'm not trying to get my arm twisted off, if you know what I mean. And so I'm looking for people that can pace when they train. So we'll see. It's either Gracie Baja or whatever else I can find that's in that level of, mindful training, where people aren't walking out with broken ankles and broken arms. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. Oh, that's dope, Gorilla. That's really dope. You know what's crazy that you mentioned that? I think I mentioned this. So I train, I weight train. I go to the gym more than I train martial arts these days. And Arnold Schwarzenegger trains there. And I see him like every week. It's the most surreal, bizarre shit I've ever seen in my life. But I've told that story before, but because you brought that up, it's just, I still trip out. You don't really see shit like that in New York, man. Especially Brooklyn. You see more street famous people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Man. Oh my God. So circling back around. Let me get it over here for a second. Let's add this. So remember, where am I at? Where did he put this, son? Oh, here we are. So remember, you come over to the Q Unique website. Right now, we got the links for Fire Vision. If you haven't heard it yet, it's right there on the top. There's Cypher Up. These are the 2 singles that myself and DJ Redmatic have put out so far. You got the video for Cypher Up right there. There's the show or merch. And if you want to show further support, hit up the shop. If you order any of these, we got you get a little grip of Yo MTV rap cards whenever you order any of these fine goods. But yeah, that's the deal with that. Thank you. NZ Ninja, what up? Get a late pass, son. Better late than never, for real. So yeah, circling back around to the top of what I said, the new Q Unique and DJ Repmatic single, the second single, is out now. It's called Fire Vision, and it features the homie Elemento from the Visionaries. It is now streaming everywhere. Y'all have shown so much love and support. I am so grateful. I cannot wait to tell Repmatic how y'all are reacting. It's just perfect. You know what I mean? Because he's definitely, it's funny because we released Cypher Up, and I've always felt that Cypher Up was a very strong song. And so when I picked Fire Vision for the second, Rep was a little nervous. He was like, man, it doesn't really sound like Cypher Up. I was like, that don't matter, son. It's dope. It don't matter. And y'all proved my point, so I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you, NZ Ninja. Thank you. So it's like, y'all saying this, I could report back to him later on today and be like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, the whole Friday Night Vibes, the whole Live from the Lab crew gave the seal of approval, son. So let's keep the fucking train on the track and let's move it, son. Let's move it forward, baby Paul. I love it. Thank you so very much, man. And as I said, and not getting too far ahead of myself, but the next track, early April, I'll have the date for y'all as we get closer, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, Unicorn. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gorilla. Word. Thank you. Word up, son. Yeah, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, getting to that point, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me reach over here, son. Gotta keep it. Let's do a little reveal before we start this weekend. What do y'all say? Back in the booth and drop a new arsonist. You like that? No. I was, I was able to listen to where my man Elemento was going. He threw some, little arsonist like thumbprints on there. So I was like, oh word, let me get some visionary shit on here, son. You know the deal. So Jordan, you know what? I do agree with you. It would be cool. I wouldn't even hate on that idea. But where we're at right now, I don't know. I never say never, but right now, I don't know. I can't even indulge on the idea of working with the whole ASF crew, and not even because I'm angry or anything like that. It's just where we're at right now. I don't know. You know what I mean? So let's do this, baby. Yo MTV Raps reveal time, baby. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, snap. Right off the bat. Too legit to quit. Oakland's own MC Hammer. What's his name, man? Kirk Burrell. I didn't know that. And of course, the GOAT, LL Cool J. There we go. You know, I did like the last LL Cool J album that was put out, that was produced by Q-Tip. Unpopular opinion. I actually liked that album. I thought LL sounded a little hungry. I definitely loved the first four songs. But I thought that was thought it was a dope album. Anyway. Oh snap! Big Daddy Kane! Yeah. It's the dude right there. Brooklyn. Ooh, this is a dope one. Digital Underground with Humpty Hump on the card, son. Rest in peace, Shock G. The Humpty Dance. Yep. Here's a nice one. 3 Times Dope. Bum, 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 bum. That was my joint. 3 Times Dope. My joint was the Funky Dividends joint. Thought that beat was sick, and I thought the video was cool. Run DMC, ladies. You know what? Man, I should have said it. Run DMC. I'll save it for the next time I open up a pack. We got my favorite, one of my favorite Run DMC songs is Daryl and Joe off the King of Rock album. I can listen to that song over and over and over and over again. Ooh, I never seen this before. This is a new one for me. Fucking Houdini, son. That's a sweet one right there. What? Funky Beat is my favorite Houdini track. Funky Beat, Funky Beat, Funky Beat. That's a dope joint right there, Houdini. Rest in peace. Ecstasy. There you go. Another Run DMC joint. So then I gotta say my next favorite Run DMC song is Beats to the Rhymes. Love that song. Think it's amazing. Oh snap. Looks like we got a double of my favorite, and only one person caught it. KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions. This is an MC that I definitely would love to collaborate with. KRS-One, the teacher. There's too many favorite songs of his that I can name, but off the bat, I'm gonna name a fucking deep cut that I love. It's called Poisonous Products. One of my all-time favorite KRS songs. Boom. And lastly, this is kind of crazy. We never pulled this guy's card, I don't think. Flavor Flav. That's a cool one right there. I can't do nothing for you, man. That's my favorite Flavor Flav joint right there. Flavor Flav from Long Island, baby paw. That is dope. You know, therapeutic, I think so. I think, you know what would be dope? Because I started doing this. That's a good question, therapeutic. I started getting autographs from different MCs, right? So I've shown y'all, I got like Gangstar, both Guru and Premier, signed the Source cover and the Moment of Truth album. I got Big Daddy Kane, I got KRS, I got Rakim, I got Diamond D. There's a long list. And I think as life moves on and sadly a lot of these brothers and sisters leave the planet, I think values will increase. I think one of the best ways you could get like these cards to increase, and I'm gonna start doing it when I can, is getting the artist to sign their card. I think that would be the move. So something to think about, but that's a dope question, man. Very, very, very dope. Right now, they're kind of cheap. Like you catch a whole box on eBay for like 50, 60 bucks. So that's not that bad, where you can get a bunch of packs in the box. So that's pretty good. That's cheap. I just think as time goes on, you know, another 20, 30 years maybe, you know, when we're all old and gray, man in my day. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. That's crazy. No. Oh my God. I got him, he signed a jacket, album covers, magazine covers. He signed so much stuff for me. He's one of my favorites. So yeah, that's good. The tennis ball is hilarious. But you should get a baseball, so they have a baseball holder that you would put an autographed baseball in. I think they might have either a tennis ball, like plastic covering holder, or you could put it in a baseball holder to, to protect the ink and all of that from oxygen and just time and all of that. So you should look into that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, Therapeutic, they're pretty cheap. And be mindful when you get it. There's a Series 1, which you have to get, and I just got Series 2. I didn't know that there was a Series 2. So just be mindful when you buy it. You might have to spend in total like about $100 to get both Series 1 and Series 2. And then if you're a cool cat, you give some to your friends. And then if you're a businessman, you just make sets, complete sets of the whole series, put them up on eBay, put them in a plastic case and be like, yo, I got the whole set here. You can buy it for whatever amount you want to sell it for and all of that. So the internal tennis ball. Word up, Fury. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we did the MTV poll. Thank you, first of all, thank you so much for this awesome episode. That was a dope conversation. Gorilla, thank you for the assist. I'm gonna definitely tell way more tour stories, so definitely remind me. I wanna return next week. Hopefully I'll get through the list that you guys have asked me to listen to. I'm getting through it. But aside from that, I want you guys to have a beautiful weekend. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for the support. If this is your first time here, please hit the like and subscribe. Thank you for the super chats, the super stickers, the super gifts. And also, do not forget the new Q Unique DJ Rhetmatic single, Fire Up, is now streaming, featuring the good homie Elemento from the Visionaries. And don't forget, we also have the first single, Cypher Up. So it's all there streaming. Have a beautiful weekend. God bless y'all all. Please spread love. It's the Brooklyn way, all right? Have a beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next Wednesday on Live from the Lab. Peace!